Today I have a data here. So let's give an example that you have kind of data and you want to letter grade the scores. I have a very small data, but now give an example of you working or me working on a bigger data than this. So how do we go about it? Some people do it manually and it becomes so cumbersome to do it. When you have a bigger data of determining the grade, you look at this end is when you score, you letter grade. So it becomes so tedious. So Excel have uh, an extent of so many formulas and functions that you can be able to use very fast to finish the work. If you have such kind of a responsibility or task to do. So that's what we are going to determine here. So I'm going to demonstrate on how to go about it. So the first thing you need to do is insert a new column in between the scores and the grade, the letter grades. In between, insert a column. Once you insert a column, we are going to add a lower bound of the numbers or of the scores here on this column G. So for this case, we are going to determine the lower bound in between 0 to 55. So we are start with 0. So how do we determine the rest? So for us to be able to determine the rest, you are going to click on two keys on your keyboard. You're going to click on Control plus letter E key on your keyboard. Control plus E. Then it will determine that for you automatically and very fast. So you don't have to worry. Once you've done that, it will give you the lower scores. Once we get the lower score, then we are going to use a VLOOP. So VLOOP will help us to determine the referencing or of the two columns. So the two columns that will help us to determine our referencing here when we use the VLOOP formula is the column H and column I, right? So we are going to do VLOOP. Then we are going to do a comparison of that column because that is what will help us determine the kind of letter grade that um, will score to to that number. So comma, then we determine with these two columns here. Previously, I've done a video on VLOOKUP. Then you can be able to check that as well on my YouTube channel. If you are new, continue to subscribe to my channel, give a comment, share, and give a thumbs up to this video and the rest. So I'm going to demonstrate this manually so that as an IT professional, I can be able just to do it very fast by only clicking the F4 functional key. Then it will fix the referencing. But because I want you to get this and try it, I'm going to do it manually so that you are able to see. So I'm going to do that referencing using $, add $, in between the letter and the number, like that, at the beginning and in between. Then the score or the giving the scores, the letter grading we are going to deter that with the column 2. So we are going to say this is our column 1 and this one is going to be our column 2. So our column 2 will help us determine the letter grading on that end. So we are going to put 2 at the end, then we close our brackets or our parentheses, then you click enter. So once you click enter, you see our grade already has been assigned. So for us to assign to the rest, very fast, you just highlight at the far end of the cell corner down, then you double click. Once you double click, the grade will be applied and the formula also will be applied to each and every cell. So we have already known how many D's we have, how many A's we have, how many C we have, how many D's we have. So we can be able to categorize and finalize at it. And this data, you can aggregate it on a chart. You can have it presented on a chart. So you have a very good presentation of your data. So that's how to assign letter grades to our scores. So thank you so much. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, and share. See you in the next video.